children. I have a big brother. There is a year between me and my brother, and we're really competitive. It took me years to beat his Pac-Man score. And when I did, he chased me out the house, down an alleyway, wrestled me to the ground, gave me an almighty Chinese burn, completely ruined my wedding dress. It's not that easy to be the big brother, the big sibling, because there's a lot of expectations when you're the older one. I understand that. My brother, at the age of 5, would draw a picture, and my dad would go, "What is this? A house? And this is the family." He's foreign. "And this is the family. Why am I taller than the trees? If the sun was that close, we'd all be burnt alive. You have to work much harder than this if you want your work to make it to the fridge." You see, I think it's important to screw kids up. Not loads, just enough for them to become interesting adults. Now, I have a little boy, and he's 3. And I don't think I screw him up, but I must do, because I'm a mother. And I'm a single mum, and I had a boyfriend round at Christmas. It turns out some boyfriends really are just for Christmas. And I was like, "You will not meet my child until we are solid." And the chap would come round while my son was sleeping, and he'd be gone in the morning before my son woke up. But my luck being my luck, they ended up meeting in the hallway of my home at 3 o'clock in the morning, both needing the loo, both naked. And in a panic, this man said to my son, "Hello, I'm Father Christmas." And my little boy said, "But he was here last night." Sometimes you get so proud of your kids because they display kindness and sensitivity that, frankly, they didn't learn from you. I went into a shop with my little boy, and the shopkeeper was 2 inches taller than my 3-year-old. And my little boy was beside himself to say something, absolutely beside himself, but he knew instinctively not to. He just looked at the guy, looked at me, looked at the guy. And the bloke was brilliant. He was obviously used to children reacting to him in this way, so he was chatting away to my boy, and my boy was like, "A grown-up my size, I'm gonna tell him everything." And he did. He was like, "My name is Charlie. I live with my mummy. I see my daddy at the weekend. We have a cat called Lola and a dog called Benjamin Netanyahu." I thought of that, mate. And when we left the shop, my little boy walked as fast as his little legs could carry him to be out of earshot. And then he went, "Mummy, Mummy, come over here, Mummy." I was like, "Oh, what is it, darling?" And my little boy said, "Mummy, that man was little." I was like, "Yes, darling, yes, he was little." And he went, "Why was he so little?" And I thought, what a glorious moment I'm about to share with my son, because he is now at an age where he notices difference. And I can explain to him now that people might look different and they might sound different, but we all matter equally, and inside we're all the same. What a beautiful chat I didn't have with him. I didn't say that to him. In that moment, I said, because he didn't eat his broccoli. No one is proud here. Recently, my brother said, "Look, Shap, you've been separated for ages now. You really need to find yourself a new fella. Why don't you go on the internet?" Because my brother found his girlfriend on the internet. I think it was eBay. So I joined an internet website, and to my surprise, right, on the online form that you had to fill in, one of the things you had to tick to see who you wanted was racial preference. And it said white, Caucasian, 3 boxes, not important, decidedly important, absolutely crucial. And I thought that's a little bit weird, because your photo's up there in the first place, so you can just be racist in private. You know, why hurt anyone's feelings, right? So I want to show you this. I wrote an email to the administrator of this website. I wrote him an email, basically, in a nutshell, going, "What are you on, mate?" And he wrote back, going, "The choices we provide on our matching algorithms," I had to look that word up, nothing to do with sex, "are for our users to find the perfect match They are in no way indicative of someone being racist at all. White, Caucasian, absolutely crucial. Right, so I wrote back going, shut up, a bit more coherently than that. And then he wrote back and said, some people are more stringent than others when it comes to finding a partner. Doesn't that sound like a real dig at me? Like, oh, you'd shag any old colour. We merely help them find the right person by enabling them to measure height, weight, occupation, level of income, and ethnicity. Thing is, height, weight, occupation, level of income, they're all things that can be measured. How do you measure ethnicity? I had no idea how to measure my own when I was filling out the form. I had to look on a Dulux colour chart. Turns out I'm natural calico. This correspondence went on for quite a while, right? And tell me if you think I went too far. Eventually, I sent him a copy of the Nuremberg race laws. I'm not saying that this website is a Nazi organisation. I just think we should nip things in the bud at source. He wrote back to me and said, "Dear Shappi, I've enjoyed our correspondence. I have now noticed your name is Shappi Khorsandi. Might you be the same Shappi Khorsandi I saw on the Michael McIntyre Comedy Roadshow? If so, I am single." And I wondered if you'd like to go for a coffee. Won't this be a funny story to tell our kids? Smiley face. I wrote back. I said, "Thank you so much for your email. I'm very flattered. However, I've noticed your name is James Chowdhury. Little bit too brown for me. Natural calico only. You've been a marvellous crowd. You've been ace. Thank you so much.